Hey, what's going on, Team Elite? How are you guys doing today and this week? Happy Monday. I hope y'all had a good weekend. Um, Today in this video, we're going to be going over a very uh, uh, script that you can text out to 10 to 20 people in 20 minutes and get responses back so that you can have um, motion in your business. So let me ask you this question: how much would it be worth to you if you went from not having anybody to talk to all of a sudden having too many people to talk to where you didn't have time to deal with the negative people, right? Me and Izzy were just talking on the call here, and he was saying that he's getting too many responses from this texting method to deal with the jerks that are the few and far in between jerks that are texting back and giving those kind of responses. So that's what we're gonna go over today. Just a quick update type of thing. Register for LifeVantage Academy at lifevantageacademy.com. It is in a couple of weeks on, I think it's the 17th. Hang on one sec. Anyways, it's always the third Saturday of the month. And this month here in August, yes, it is on the 17th. So it's down in Austin. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if you need to carpool, if you're up in the DFW area, just get with the people that are close to you. I'm up in the DFW area. Matthew is too. Izzy is too. And if you need to carpool, then just get with one of us and we can figure out a carpooling situation. Okay. So think about what would it be worth to you if you had 4 hours of personal mentoring training from a proven 6-figure or 7-figure business builder that's earning anywhere between 100,000 a year to 100,000 a month, right? And you had them sharing with you their insights for 4 hours, teaching you how to get there as well. What would that be worth to you? And that residual income could be coming into your bank account and your family for the rest of your life. And even if you do it right, you can set it up for your kids and your grandkids and even your great grandkids. There are Pro 10s right now that their goal is to create 10 master Pro 10s. All right, that's Seth Mulder. He's told me that himself. I can only imagine how many generations he's setting up in his family right now with 10 master Pro 10s. Like, my goodness, just imagine that. It's crazy. So be sure and register for lifevantageacademy.com. Get your butt there. If you're not in Texas, find one that's local to you. Whatever state that you're in, just scroll down that list and find whatever state that you're in and register and get your butt there. Bring your team there. Promoting events is the highest paid skill in network marketing. Okay, so they say that the first time that you show up is for you, and every time after that is for your team. Okay, but you gotta set the example as the leader for your team and show up. That's step number 2 of our proven plan system. Okay, 15 presentations a month is number 1, and number 2 is show up at all events, non-negotiable, right? And you'll find out why as you go to these things over time. Okay, you'll find out why that's so important. I've had so many people say, okay, now I understand why it's a big deal for me to get here. Okay, so go ahead and be a leader. Register for that next event, and we'll see you there. Let's go ahead and talk about this texting invite. Okay, so we'll talk real quick about building rapport versus quick disqualification. So what would sound easier and more duplicatable for you? Would it sound easier, building rapport for months and months? Like if you ran out of people, or if you haven't talked to somebody in a while, how long do you need to go before you pop the question? How many conversations with that person? How many text messages? How many phone calls? How many meetups do you need to have before you pop the question of, hey, I've got something that I wanted to take a look, wanted to share with you, wanted you to take a look at because I think you might be interested, right? How many conversations do you need to have, right? That's building rapport. And it sounds really good because it is all about relationships, right? It is all about relationships, but I'm going to share with you the differences between going months and months and months of building rapport with somebody before you pop the question versus saying less to more people, okay? So what if you spend months and months and months building up a relationship with somebody, and then you pop the question, hey, you said something like, hey, I've been following you for a while. We've been friends for a while. I noticed that you're into health and wellness, and I was just curious. I'm building a health and wellness business, and I thought that you might like to take a look at it because we can make a lot of money in this together. Would you be open to taking a look at some info? And then that person turns around and says, Are you kidding me? Have you been friends with me this whole time just so you could get me in your business? I'm out, or whatever, or I'm upset, I'm offended, whatever. Okay, that happens. It does happen. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen, right? Now you feel like you've gone months and months and months building rapport, um, trying to build up a relationship for what? And now they're offended, they're upset. Now they feel like, they feel underhanded. It's almost like a bait and switch type of thing. That's why some people in this industry have had the negative stigma, the bad taste in their mouth against network marketers. Okay, they don't mind network marketing, they just don't like how most network marketers have been doing it, right? So that also is not very duplicatable. You can't. It's hard. It's really, really hard to teach people how many messages to send. Charisma, stuff like that. How to have good communication with people. What to say in this certain type of context, or that all of that stuff gets really blurry, right? And it's hard to teach that. So it's not very duplicatable. Versus, what if you reached out to somebody, and this works with people you have never met, it works with people you haven't talked to in a long time, and it works with people that you do talk with often. Okay. Now, if you're watching this and if you're in Team Elite, we have a post in our units tab where we call it the fast start scripts, or the fast track scripts, or whatever. So if you're in Team Elite, go to the units section and click on the unit that says Team Elite must sees, and then click on the one that says fast start or fast track scripts. Okay. These scripts are in there. Just pick one, copy and paste it, change the name, change the location, and send it to people. Okay. There's a section in there for warm market, and there's a section in there for cold market. Now, what if with somebody that you have never met before, you just reached out to them and said, hey, my name is David. Super nice to meet you. I know we don't know each other much yet, but I noticed that you're living in California and I'm expanding my business out there. I'm just curious, would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing? If not, no big deal. All right. What if you sent that out to some people? Do you think that there would be anybody that would be offended by that? I don't think so. Right. You're calling out the elephant in the room. I know we don't know each other much yet. Okay. You're calling out the elephant in the room. You're also letting them know the reason why you're reaching out to them. I see that you live in California and I'm expanding my business there. So here's what I'm doing. I'm expanding my business there. Now that piques a little bit of curiosity. And then you're checking to see if they're open. You're just checking to see if they're open. It's very simple. You're not trying to get anybody to do anything. You're literally just checking to see if they're open. And you're getting their permission. People like people do not like for anything to be forced upon them. They like for their opinion to be given and for them to have the opportunity to say no. So that's one of the things that will elevate you from an amateur to a professional. Just check to see if they're open. Would you be open to see if to take a look at what I'm doing? Question mark. If not, no big deal, right? Do you think anybody would be offended by that? I've been doing this. Izzy's been doing this. Ray Higdon's been doing this. Ray Higdon actually has recruited hundreds of people with this simple script. But me and Izzy personally have been doing this. You could send out, 10 of these messages to 10 people in 10 minutes. Seriously. So what would happen to your business if all of a sudden you went from having nobody to talk to having 10 people to talk to a day, right? Or 20. You could send this message out to 20 people a day in 20 minutes. Okay. What would happen to your business, right? Do you think that you would have a skyrocket of activity? You sure would. And let me tell you something. Recruiting solves every problem in network marketing. Okay. If you go and ask Marcel Niederhauser, how do I get more business? Or how do I get my team to do more? Or how do I, do this or do that? He's going to tell you, go find 5 more. And that's what we're teaching you here to do in a very simple, easy way. Now, what if they reach back and they say, no, I'm not interested? What do you do then? You could either say, okay, cool, thanks for your time. And then you can move on to the rest of the people that you have in your funnel, because it's all about filling your funnel. Or you could continue to ask them about their life. You could continue to dive deeper into a relationship with them. So like, for example, if you send this message out to somebody that you knew in high school and you haven't talked to in a long time, you can be a little fluid with this invite, okay? And the fluidity of this invite, there's a couple of different versions in that post I was telling you about. So go check the units tab and find it. But the way that you would message this for somebody in your high school, you know, you haven't talked to in a long time, is you reach out to them and say something like this. And I've done this several times. You reach out to them and say, hey, how have you been, man? I know it's been a while. I would love to catch up with you more later, but I've got something I want to run past you. I'm expanding my business here in this area. Would you be open to hearing about what I'm doing? If not, no big deal. Okay. And what happens if they say, no, it's not for me, or I'm probably not in, it's probably not for me, or, you know, I'm too busy to do this or do that, whatever. That's perfect. I've gotten a lot of that myself. Now, what if you just you went ahead and continued, okay, no problem, man. How's life been? How's the family been? I saw that you got a new girlfriend, or I saw that you got married, or I saw that you had a kid. Congrats. What if instead of spending months and months and months building up that rapport and then to ask the question only for them to be offended at the end of it, what if you switched to that where you ask the question up front, okay? You respect their time, you be direct, you be to the point, you let them know why you're reaching out to them. And then if they say no, you continue to build that relationship anyways, all right? That actually shows them that you care about them. So it's not like you're skipping the relationship part of it. No, it's actually the opposite. You're respecting them enough to reach out to them because you thought of them for a specific reason, enough to share this information with them. And then if it's not for them, go ahead and continue to build that relationship anyways, okay? That will say more about you and your character than the other way, right? So I'm following what Ray Higdon is teaching. And if you don't know who he is, go look him up. Look up rankmakers.com. It's been a phenomenal training resource to me. I feel like he's my personal coach in there. He goes live every single day. But he's taught me to say less to more people. Okay, say less to more people. And then it becomes just a numbers game. Okay, then you can find out your batting averages. And you can find out how many people out of 10 people that you talk to will either sign up as a customer or as a distributor. Okay, so let's talk about the process right after you send the information. I'm going to share with you my screen really quick. Okay. And I've already screenshotted a couple of these conversations. So here's an example of one that I sent out to a guy named Jake. All right. I found him through a friend of a friend on Facebook. And I said, hey, Jake, I'm David. Nice to meet you. I know we don't know each other much yet, but I see you're into health and fitness. And I'm expanding my business in that field. And I think you would like what I'm doing. Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing? If not, no big deal. Thanks. So for Jake, literally, you guys, all I knew about Jake was that he was into health and fitness. He had most of his content blocked on his wall, unless if you're a friend with him. So I didn't know where he lived. Okay. All that I knew was that he had a banner background picture of weights, of the gym, of weights at the gym. So I took that and was like, okay, cool. Well, I don't know where he lives, but I do know he's into working out, fitness. Most likely he's into health and fitness. So I know that you're into health and fitness. I'm expanding my business in that field. So that's a reason why I could reach out to him. And this is an example of how you can be fluid with these text invites, okay? And he texted back a couple of days later and said, I'll take a look at it, yes. All right, now what do you do next? I simply share a quick, here's what I'm doing, okay? Okay, cool, rock on. I just saw that text just now. I just now saw that text. I'm hanging out with nephews. I've got a quick 1-minute survey, money survey, and a 5-minute video for you to give you a peek at what I'm up to. The full story is there if you want to watch it too, and we'll catch back up with it on Monday whenever I get back in town. Sound good? So let them know what a quick snapshot of what you're doing, just a general idea, okay? I'm partnered with a publicly traded company that's at the forefront of a new health category called nutrigenomics, right? And then you let them know the next step. So the next step is I've got a 6-minute overview video, or here I've got a 5-minute video for you to give you a peek of what I'm up to, and then we'll catch back up about it, tomorrow, or we'll see if this is a good fit for you after that. Okay, so here's another example. Hey, Michael, thanks for the friend request. I know we don't know each other much yet, but I see you're in Pennsylvania, and I'm expanding my business there. Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing? If not, no big deal, okay? The last formula, I forgot to mention this earlier, but the last formula of this text invite is to relieve the pressure. Let them know that it's okay if they say if it's not a fit for them. Okay, that relieves the pressure. That's another reason why some people don't like network marketers, is because they feel like they're forcing them into something that they don't want to do. So if you relieve the pressure up front, then it's no big deal. Then they'll say yes to take a look at the info. Okay, I guarantee you guys, if you sent this to 10 people today, and you can do that, just copy and paste it, change the name, change the location, then you'll get about 3 to 4 responses back of people that are open to taking a look at the info. And that will be basically 3 to 4 presentations that you've done for the day. Okay, so here he said, yes, I would like to take a look at the info. Thanks for contacting me. Okay, great. Now we moved into what it is, and here's a quick 3-minute highlights video that goes over more of what I'm doing, and then we'll catch up and see if this is a fit for you or not. All right, here's another example. Hey, Rich, thanks for the friend request. Good to connect. I know we don't know each other much yet, but I see you're in St. Louis and I'm expanding my business there. Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing? If not, no big deal. Can you guys see kind of a pattern, right? So he's saying, sure. Okay, cool, rock on. I just so happen to work with several firefighters, by the way. So he's a firefighter in the St. Louis area. So I made a connection there, a connecting point. And then I said what I'm doing. I said I'm partnered with a publicly traded biohacking company that's really changing people's lives and health. It's at the front of a new science called nutrigenomics. And he said, okay, cool. Then I said, some of my biggest mentors actually live close to you, and now I'm letting him know what I'm going, like the next steps. I have a 3-minute highlights video that will let you know a little bit more about what I'm doing. And this will give you an idea to see if it's a good fit for you or not, and then we'll move forward, okay? This girl here, I didn't ask her the question the first day. It took a couple of days for me to ask her the question, okay? So we became friends, and then I just sent her a text, you know, hey, good to connect with you. Looking forward to seeing if I can add some value to your life somehow. God bless. All right, then a couple of days later, I did my text, my question here. Okay, she said, hi there, sure I can take a look, thanks. I said, awesome, here's a quick 3-minute highlights video about it. It's about 10 minutes total. Oh, I shared 2 videos in this one. Here's a 3-minute highlights video and an income video, about 10 minutes total. How soon can you have them watched by? Okay, what I recommend is that you schedule the follow-up immediately afterwards. You ask them how soon can they have it watched by, okay? And whenever they tell you, then that's whenever you schedule the follow-up, okay? I personally like to schedule a 4-day backwall follow-up just in case if we don't reconnect on our scheduled follow-up time, okay? Now you can follow one of 2 prospecting methods here. You can either send them the information here in Messenger, or you can follow the principle of getting them off of social media as soon as possible, okay? One of my friends and mentors says that you have to earn the right, or they have to earn the right to get that information. So he doesn't like to send out the video until they give him their phone number. So an easy way to do that is right here. You would say something like, what's your number, and I'll send you over the info. Okay, so that's another method that you could do. Test out 10. I would recommend that you test out 10 people both ways and see what your numbers are, and then kind of go with the one, you know, with whichever way is working great for you. Okay, so I hope that those examples have helped you. Whenever you follow up with them, just find out how soon that they can watch the videos, and then whenever you follow up with them, ask them, what did you like best about it? What you've seen so far. Okay. First off, ask them if they did watch the video. That's first. They gotta have watched it. If not, you say, okay, no problem. I can probably catch up with you in a couple of days. But I hope you don't mind if I prioritize my time, and I've got to get back with the people that have watched the video. I'll have to catch up back up with you next week. Okay. They don't earn your. Don't be desperate for them to watch the video. Because they've got to earn, they didn't do what they said. They've got to earn the right for you to talk to them again, okay? You're not going to be, like, maintain your posture is what I'm saying. Don't just move to every whim and beck and call of that person, that prospect that didn't even look at your video, okay? So now that they didn't watch the video, they don't really earn your time until I can probably fit you in, you know, later next week sometime, okay? That's what I recommend if they don't watch the video. If they do watch the video, you ask them, hey, did you watch the video? They say, yeah. You ask them, what did you like best about what you saw? It's very simple, okay? That's always my question that I ask. What did you like best about what you saw? Then whenever they let you know, agree with them, okay? Don't add anything else that they didn't say, but agree with them on those points, and then ask what kind of questions that they had. Whenever they have questions, that's whenever you connect them with your third party validator. So involve the team at that time. Go to one of your support team members, maybe one of your sponsors. I'm here, Izzy's here, Matthew's here, Caleb's here, and uplines as well too, if you have made some connections in LifeVantage already or not. But at that point, connect them with somebody that can answer your questions better than you can. Even if you do know all the answers, that third-party validation is very powerful. So just say something like, okay, cool. Whenever they say they have questions, okay, cool, no problem. I've got my friend that, let me connect you with my trainer that can answer your questions better than I can. He's been doing this longer than I have. That's whenever you connect them, okay? Hang on, what were we saying? Your brother. Okay, cool. So Dana is here in the car with me.
Hi.
And she was talking about her brother and the third-party validation that we just basically had over the weekend. So he was very like non-responsive at first and almost a little, pushing away. But we had a conversation over dinner, and I brought up one of our teammates and how much momentum that we have going, and they asked about the products. They asked if we're taking the products, and we said, oh yeah, we love it. That got into a conversation about the hair care and everything. Then he came over the next day to get, last night to get some samples, and simply the third-party validation of me being there and sharing some info of what I like about it and everything versus his sister, that he's known all of his life. It just means something different whenever it comes from somebody else. So he got a very positive walk-away feedback from that, and he's excited about trying the hair care and the skincare and all that with his wife and everything. So third-party validation is very important. Anyways, hope that you guys got some value from this training. Your action step for today, it's Monday, so set your activity goals for the week. How many people do you want to prospect? How many follow-ups do you want to do? And how many presentations do you want to do this week? I love you guys. I recommend that you set a goal for this month. All you got to do to get to Cancun for cheaper than what it is and actually get paid to go, to get paid back some money to go, is simply get 2 distributors. Sorry, here's my goals. I'm gonna share with you guys some goals that you could set up for yourself. So break it down by the month, okay? 2 distributors for the month, okay? Keep track. 3 customers, and if you are a Pro 3 or above already, I want to make 1 Pro 3. It would be to make 1 Pro 3. This is following the influencer program in the LifeVantage website. So go up there, check out the influencer program, and see what you got to do to get to be an influencer, and that will get you more points towards going to Cancun, which means cash, which means a free vacation and to an all-exclusive resort. So I love you guys. I hope that this training helped you, and go crush it in your business. Let me know if you have any questions or need any help or need a 3-way call or anything. Love you guys. Bye.